Do you want to crochet cute baby blankets, winter scarves, or those cute stuffed animals? Well, then there's one stitch that you need to master. Hey crafters, my name is Ebony and welcome back to day 2 of our crochet tutorial for absolute beginners. In today's tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to crochet an essential stitch, the single crochet stitch. You'll also learn how to create a turning chain and how to crochet in the row. Before we get started, let's talk about the supplies you're going to need for today. You're going to need, of course, your handy dandy practice yarn. You're also going to need your crochet hook that matches the size of the yarn that you have. And of course, we're going to need our daily dose of patience. Now that we've got our supplies, let's head over to the crafting table. All right, let's start day 2 of our crochet tutorial. So we got our yarn and we have our trusty crochet hook. So if you did not watch the day 1 video, we are going to start with a slip knot. But if you did not watch the day 1 video, I did a detailed tutorial on how to create a slip knot and a chain stitch. So if you have not watched that, I encourage you to go back and watch that. I am going to review those steps, but I'm going to go through it a lot more quickly than I did in the first video. So if you don't know how to do a slip knot and you don't know how to do a chain stitch, I encourage you to go back and watch the day 1 tutorial. So to start, we're going to create our slip knot. Take our 2 fingers, wrap it around, pull our yarn underneath, pull up, slip knot created. So remember, our next step after that is to put our crochet hook on our slip knot. We want to tighten our loop. All right, and then for this single crochet tutorial, we are going to start with a chain of 15 stitches. So we're going to chain 15 and then we're going to start working on our single crochet. So let's go. So remember to do our chain, we yarn over, we turn our hook down and we pull it through the loop. So that's 1. So yarn over, wrap your yarn around the hook, turn the hook down, pull through, that's 2. All right, so yarn over, 3, yarn over, 4, yarn over, 5, yarn over, 6, yarn over, 7, yarn over, 8, yarn over, 9, yarn over, 10, yarn over, 11, yarn over, 12, yarn over, 13, yarn over, 14, yarn over, 15. All right, so now we have our 15 chains. So this is going to be our foundation chain to start our single chain crochet stitches. So you always start with a foundation chain. So now that we have done our foundation chain, we are going to crochet into our chain. Now, when we're looking at our chain, we turn it this way, we see that the chains make a V shape. And so those are going to be our 2 loops. So we have a loop here and a loop here. These 2 loops make that 1 chain. So this is our front loop. The loop that's facing you is your front loop. The loop that's farthest away from you is the back loop. So what we're going to do is we're going to skip this first stitch that is directly underneath the hook. So we have our hook, we have this stitch underneath. We are going to skip that stitch and we are going to single crochet into the back loop of the second stitch. So stitch 1, stitch 2, front loop, back loop. So we're going to insert our hook into the back loop. And we are going to use our hook to grab the yarn and pull through that back loop. So now you have 2 loops on your hook. And then we are going to yarn over, turn down, pull through loop 1 and loop 2. So now we have created our first single crochet stitch, which is this stitch right here. So now we're going to do the same thing again, going through the rest of the chain. So you're going to insert your hook into the back loop. You're going to take your hook, pull the yarn through. Now you've got your 2 loops, yarn over, pull through loop 1, loop 2. Now we've completed our second single crochet. And then we're going to do it again. So hook through the back loop, take your hook, draw the yarn through that back loop. We've got our 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through, loop 1, loop 2. That's number 3. Same thing in the next one. Hook through the back loop, draw our yarn through, yarn over, pull through, loop 1 and 2 on the hook. You also want to make sure that you're tightening when you pull the working yarn through. After you've gone through both loops, you want to slightly tighten the yarn down. Don't over tighten it, or you're going to make your loops up at the top really hard to go through when we come back through the row. So insert your hook to the back loop, grab the yarn with your hook, pull it through that back loop, yarn over, go through loop 1 and 2 on the hook, pull down a little bit to tighten the yarn. I'm going through the back loop of the next one, grab the yarn, pull through the back loop, yarn over, pull through loops 1 and 2. And we're going to keep going until we get to the end. So insert your hook into the back loop, draw the yarn through, yarn over, pull through loop 1 and 2. Also remember, you can also slow this video down if you need to. If you're on your cell phone, the gear is going to be up in the right hand corner. If you're on the desktop, look down at the bottom of your desktop. There should be a gear there. You can push the gear and slow this down if you need to. So once again, into the back loop, draw the yarn through. You got 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through loops 1 and 2. Same thing, insert your hook into the back loop of the foundation chain, draw the yarn through, yarn over, pull through loop 1 and 2. Insert your hook into the back loop of the foundation chain, pull the yarn through, yarn over, pull through loops 1 and 2. Insert your hook into the back loop, use your hook to draw the yarn through, yarn over, pull through loops 1 and 2. And we're almost done. We have 1, 2, 3 left. Hook into the back loop, draw the working yarn through, yarn over, pull through loops 1 and 2. In through the back loop, draw the yarn through, yarn over, pull through loops 1 and 2. Insert your hook into the back loop, draw the yarn through with your hook, yarn over, and pull through loops 1 and 2. So now we have completed our first row in our crochet. So this is a single crochet row, and now we are going to count how many stitches we have. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And we should have 14 stitches. Whenever you start with a foundation chain and you're doing a single crochet stitch, because you skip that first stitch, it'll reduce it by 1, and it should. So we should have ended up with 14. Now we are going to start our second row, and when we end our second row, we should have 14 stitches when we end that. So this is how you create a new row. So what you're going to do is, first we have to create a turning chain. So how we create a turning chain is we are going to chain 1. So we're going to yarn over, pull through 1 loop. So that is called a turning chain. That's our turning chain. And depending on what type of crochet stitch you're doing, determines the number of turning chains you create. But since we're doing single crochet today, you only make one turning chain. Then you're going to take your work and you're going to turn it. So we're working back, going from right to left again. All right, now the difference between crocheting in the row, which is what we're going to start doing now, is crocheting in the row, is remember when we were working in our foundation chain, remember we had our stitches, our V's here. When we're going into a new row of single crochet stitches, we go through both loops. Remember when we were doing the foundation chain, we only went through the back loop. But now we have to go through both loops of the single crochet row that we just did. So we have our turning chain. So we're going to skip the chain directly underneath the hook, and we're going to single crochet into the second chain from the hook. So chain one, chain two. So you're going to take your hook and put it underneath both loops. So you see how we're underneath. So we have this loop, which is our loop that was on the hook. And then we have the two loops from the single crochet that was underneath here. So now you're going to take the yarn, you're going to grab it with your hook and draw it through, just like what we just did. And then you're going to yarn over and pull through both loops. So 1, 2. So everything else remains the same. The only difference is we are no longer just crocheting into the back loops. So on our next stitch, so we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take our crochet hook and we're going to go through both loops of the row underneath. And then we're going to take our crochet hook, we're going to draw the yarn underneath. We got our two loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through both loops. And then we're going to continue across. So like I said, you're going to go through both of these loops here. So we're going through both loops, take our hook, we draw that working yarn through and underneath. We got two loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over, pull through both loops. Same thing. We're going to go through both loops. We're going to draw through with our crochet hook. Got our two loops, yarn over, and create our single crochet. That was really country sounding what I just said, but it's okay. Same thing, and we're going to continue across. So we're going to go through both loops. And remember what I told you guys, not to over tighten your stitches. I have a bad habit of doing that, so that's why it's so hard for me to push my hook through these loops at the top, because I tend to over tighten my stitches. But we're going to draw through and we're going to yarn over, pull through loops 1 and 2. All right, go through your next set of 2 loops. And we're going to draw our yarn through. We're going to yarn over, pull through loop 1, loop 2. Then on to the next one. Again, let's go through. There we go. Draw our yarn through, yarn over, pull through loops 1 and 2. So you also want to make sure that you're not catching any extra yarn when you're going through those 2 loops. That one was really tight, so I had to fight through and I caught an extra piece of yarn. So I'm going through the 2 top loops, drawing my yarn through, yarning over, pull through 1, pull through 2. And we're almost done with our second row. Draw our yarn through, yarn over, go through loop 1, go through loop 2. And if you've got the knack of this, then you can, like I said, go to the gear and speed up the video to see what's going on next. All right, then we're going to draw through, yarn over, pull through loop 1 and loop 2. Hook through the first 2 loops, draw the yarn through, yarn over, pull through 1, pull through 2. All right, we're going through the top 2 of our next stitch, using our hook to draw the yarn through. We got 2 loops on the hook. We're yarning over, pulling through 1, pulling through 2. We got 2 stitches left. So we're going to go through, put our yarn underneath, go through both of those 2 loops. We're going to use our hook to grab the yarn, draw it through. We got 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, draw, pull through 1, 2. Now we're at our last one. So we're going to go through both loops on the hook. Sometimes you have to use your finger to get it through there. Use your hook, draw the yarn through, yarn over, pull through loops 1 and 2. All right, so now we have created our second row. And so we're going to do one more row, and I'm going to do it a little faster so that we can do 3 rows and you can get more practice creating the turning chain. So remember, with single crochet, we want to create our turning chain. Also, don't forget to check how many stitches you have, because we want to have 14. So let's check that too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we have our 14 stitches, so we're doing good. Remember, the loop on the hook does not count as a stitch. So now we're going to create our turning chain. So remember, with single crochet, we are only going to chain 1. So we chain 1, we turn our work. We're going to work back across the row. So remember, we skipped this first stitch and we are going to single crochet into the second stitch from the hook. So insert our hook in those 2 loops, draw through, yarn over, pull through both loops. And we're going to continue down the work. Through both loops, draw the yarn through, yarn over, pull through both loops. Through the top 2 loops, draw the yarn through, yarn over, pull through both loops. Go through the 2 loops, use your hook, draw the yarn through, yarn over, pull through those loops. Go through the top 2 loops, draw the yarn through, yarn over, pull through those top 2 loops. Push the loops through the top 2 loops, draw the yarn through, yarn over, pull through those 2 loops. And if you're looking from the side when you're trying to figure out where to stick your hook at when you're crocheting single crochet, you see that little gap right here in between the space in between those loops? You actually are really just sticking your hook in between that gap, and that'll put it directly underneath those 2 loops. Then you just draw through, yarn over, and pull through. So that's another little trick you can use to do this. So we're yarning over, pulling through, sticking our crochet hook underneath, drawing our yarn through, yarning over, pulling through, sticking our hook underneath, single crochet from the previous row, pulling the yarn through, yarning over, pulling through both loops. Same thing, draw the yarn through, yarn over, pull through both loops, put your hook through both loops at the bottom, draw the yarn through, yarn over, pull through both loops. So loop through, grab the yarn with your hook, yarn over, pull through both loops. And last one, stick crochet hook through both loops, well, underneath both loops, use your hook, turn it down, draw the yarn through, yarn over, pull through both loops. All right, so we have created 3 rows of single crochet stitches. We have our foundation row down here at the bottom, and then we have our 3 rows of single crochet stitches. Remember, practice makes perfect. You can slow down the video at any point by clicking the gear at the top if you're on your mobile, or at the bottom if you're on the desktop, to slow down the playback speed. The single crochet stitch has a variety of uses and is definitely a stitch that you need to master if you want to make baby blankets, scarves, hats, those cute little stuffed animals. You're definitely going to have to master the single crochet stitch in order to be able to do them. As a matter of fact, let me know down in the comments what your first crochet project is. And don't forget to stay tuned for day 3 of our crochet tutorials for absolute beginners. All right, crafters, keep practicing and I'll see you in the next video.